A recent ban on guns at Michigan polling places is facing a new challenge.
3 gun rights groups are now suing the Secretary of State over the order. Our Doug Reardon live in the newsroom to explain why we will definitely have a ruling before Election Day. Doug?
Yeah, no doubt about it, guys. And the lawsuit also mentions the Attorney General and Michigan State Police's director who co-authored that ban. But courts do speed up cases that have to do with elections. So even though there is just now 11 days to go, whether that ban is upheld or reversed, we're going to know before everybody heads to the polls.
A trio of Michigan gun groups are suing the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, and state police over a ban on guns at all polling places issued back on October 16th.
This is clearly a last-minute ambush.
Jim Mikowski is corporate counsel for Michigan gun owners. They, along with Michigan Open Carry and Michigan Coalition for Responsible Gun Owners, are plaintiffs on the case. And Mikowski says Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson way overstepped her authority by issuing that ban.
This runs contrary to Michigan law. The regulation of firearms is up to the legislature.
As Michigan's chief elections officer, Secretary Benson does have authority to make decisions about polling places, and Mikowski acknowledges that. But he said Michigan already has firearms laws, and this ban conflicts with them.
People have been openly carrying firearms at polling places for 20 years. It's never been an issue until now, just 2 or 3 weeks before the election.
For weeks, Fox 17 has been covering the lack of laws explicitly banning guns at polling places. In a recent report by 2 gun violence groups, Michigan was named as one of 5 swing states that doesn't have any. And although guns are always prohibited in places like schools and churches that often act as polling places, Mikowski says people should still be allowed to carry only on Election Day. The Secretary of State provided us with this comment, saying in part, quote, "The Supreme Court has consistently held the right to vote is a fundamental right. As the state's chief election officer, the Secretary has a duty and a responsibility to protect that right and provide much-needed clarity to voters and election workers on the existing state and federal laws that prohibit voter intimidation, harassment, and coercion." Michigan does classify voter intimidation as a punishable crime, but Mikowski says just having a gun doesn't meet that standard.
To say that an inanimate object is harassment or voter intimidation, that's absurd. It's conduct. It's not an inanimate object, such as a firearm.
And so the timeline now, guys, moves very rapidly. The SOS has until Monday to respond to the suit in writing. The plaintiffs have until Tuesday to respond to that. And if a circuit court judge decides oral arguments are needed, they could start as early as Tuesday afternoon. Ryan, Annie.
Thank you.